like to now call up Vita Abramczyk, our Executive Administrator Extraordinaire. I really can't add to what the rabbi said about how much Vita has brought to our community. And on behalf of the congregation, certainly the sisterhood, you've been such a big help. And for the dinner community, yes, for helping make such a beautiful, beautiful evening a success. It's my pleasure now to turn the microphone over to Dr. Joe Newstein, who will introduce the couple you've already heard so much about. It's contributed and continues to contribute so much to the life of our community, our distinguished honorees.
Good evening. I'm pleased to introduce Radine and William Spear as our guests of honor. We thank the extended Spear family and many friends for joining us as we recognize the contribution by Radine and Bill to the establishment and growth of Boca Jewish Center. This remarkable couple has made and continues to make an enormous impact on the viability, quality, and direction of many charitable organizations, and fortunately for us here in Boca Raton, the Spears have been committed supporters and leaders of Boca Jewish Center, Sharei Tefillah. First, let me give you some background on who are the Spears. Bill was born in Frankfurt, Germany, and came to the U.S. as a young boy. He attended City College and embarked on a lifelong successful career at Philip Brothers, a commodity trading company. He retired as vice chairman of Fibro Salomon and began a second 20-year-plus career as a private investor, often engaging in merger and acquisition activities. Today, he is chairman of Empire Resources. Bill has served on the boards of GAF Corporation, Columbia Ophthalmology Eye Institute, and is a member of the Jewish Center, Upper West Side, Manhattan Board of Directors. Radine was born in New York City and raised in Teaneck, New Jersey. She obtained a Bachelor of Arts and 2 master's degrees from NYU. Professionally, Radine has enjoyed careers, both as a teacher of foreign language and as an international banker. As a community lay leader, she has served on the board of directors at Klal, Livnot, Lehibanot, Ramaz, Boston University Hillel, and most graciously for our community at the Boca Jewish Center. Radine and Bill are the proud parents of Jonathan Spear, Evan and Malka Spear, Debbie and Bruce Prince, Rosie and Ami Kozak, David and Daniela Spear, and the equally proud grandparents of Eva Rose Spear, Atara and Jeff Douglas, Zev Benjamin and Rosie Prince, Kayla and Maish Kozak, and Sammy Spear. Now let me return to the nature of this power couple's extensive impact in the world of philanthropy. Radine and Bill are highly respected Baalei Tzedakah on local, national, and international levels. Organizations such as SAR Academy and Ramaz in New York, UJA, APAC, and Amit in America, Sharei Tzedek Hospital and Bayat Leplatot in Jerusalem are among the beneficiaries of their extraordinary generosity. Please take the time to read the heartfelt letters of gratitude and testimonials that are published in the journal from leaders of organizations whom the Spears have supported and the many individuals who have recognized the tremendous impact of their charitable activities. Upon reflecting on the unique contribution made by Radine and Bill to Boca Jewish Center, above and beyond their most generous financial support, I would unequivocally characterize it as vision, commitment, and process. As with many emerging synagogues, our Kehillah went through some challenges, and Radine and Bill were among a small group of leaders who saw the way to redemption through reorganization. Although spending only part of their time in Boca, Radine has been involved remotely in shul activities and even attend board meetings by phone conference. I can still remember Radine insisting on the establishment of a synagogue constitution, which she single-handedly prepared, along with a commitment to process and order. I can honestly say we would not be here today were it not for their critical organizational decisions and their continual support of BJC. Before inviting Bill and Radine to address us tonight, I would like you all to ponder the following. I believe we are particularly blessed to be able to honor the Spears for many reasons in general, and one most unusual reason in particular. Radine and Bill, we honor you for your personal involvement and leadership direction in Boca Jewish Center. We honor you for your most generous financial support. We honor you for the broad nature of your involvement in a multitude of charitable causes. We honor you for raising children and grandchildren whom we know will carry on your commitment to Jewish organization. For these reasons alone, you are so deserving of our respect and gratitude. So, what other possible quality besides these should we recognize in our guests of honor? In Pirkei Avot we learn, Yitain v'yitain acherim chassid. He who gives and inspires by example for others to give is a chassid. Radine and Bill, you have personally committed to all these wonderful acts of charity, which in of themselves are a rare enough event. What sets the two of you apart is the most blessed feat of not only doing good, but inspiring others to do so. The ability to set an example that others wish to follow is a most admirable and unusual quality. You humbly demonstrate what it means to give tzedakah to help those in need, and extend random acts of chesed to make our world a better place. May we all be inspired to emulate your paradigm of Jewish philanthropy, extended with such grace and purpose. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and join me in a warm welcome to our guests of honor, Radine and William Spear. On behalf of the Boca Jewish Center, we also have a gift for the Spears. I'm sure they'll open it and be happy to show you what it is after the program.
All right, thank you. Joe, I generally don't give speeches. I follow Teddy Roosevelt, who said, speak softly, carry a big stick. However, I want to thank you so much for that warm and heartfelt introduction. Radine and I are honored to serve as this year's guests of honor at our annual dinner. Truth be told, it is not the first time we have served in this capacity. Put yourself in our shoes for a moment. It's very flattering for about 5 minutes. And then you think of all the reasons why you're going to say no. But I must admit that in this instance, and frankly, only in this instance, did Radine and I immediately recognize that we couldn't say no. We needed to accept this honor and frankly this responsibility because we feel such a strong commitment to the Boca Jewish Center and to our rabbi and rebbitzin. So we thank you, our shul community, for joining with us tonight, celebrating our many shul activities. We thank you, many friends who understood our steadfast commitment to this growing shul community and generally adding to their financial support. To our dear family, our children and grandchildren, thank you for making time in your busy and hectic lives to come to Boca join us in this celebration to our grandchildren. I wish the weather would have been warmer, but tonight is not about fun in the sun. It is about laying the groundwork for the present and for the future, and that is an important lesson for you to be a part of. I thank you all for making tonight such a successful evening, and to our family, you are the reason we remain so committed building for the Jewish future. I now give you all my good wife, the leader of this family.
Thank you, Joe, for that beautiful introduction, and to Rabbi for your kind words. Before I begin, I must give a yasher koach to our fellow honorees and millionaires. You are the true builders of the Mishkan, the backbone of the rhythm, the daily rhythm of our shul, and Bill and I are so honored to share tonight with you. I had a chance this past week to work alongside many committee members who for the past several weeks gave so freely and unselfishly of their time. And everyone always says committee, but I want you to know who the committee is. To Marilyn Liebman, Ellie Lutz, Joe Newstein, Joe Sharp, Robin Struhl, Nancy Eisenberg, Gail Fine, Linda Golden, Gail Hertz, Trudy Sponder, Sharon Troing, Helen Adelson, and to our chairs Vivian Kendall and Candy Newstein, we thank each of you for working so hard so that we can all enjoy this beautiful evening. I want to acknowledge the presence of our many family members and also the presence of my mother. Mom, you and Daddy, Zecher Livracha, Grandma and Grandpa were wonderful role models, and I am grateful to Hashem that you are here to celebrate with us tonight. And I also know that my late mother-in-law, Rosie Spear, Zecher Livano, was such a courageous and strong woman. And Bill, I believe your mother is beaming tonight at all that you have accomplished. Those who know me well know that I am not a gambler. I don't make bets. I am too cautious. But standing before you tonight, I will wager heavily that my children know exactly what I'm going to say. And I bet that even our grandchildren know. Why? Because Bill and I have tried to be consistent over the last 3+ decades. We have been consistent in maintaining and enhancing the values we treasure. We are deeply committed to our family and to our various communities, and to strengthening the entities that provide for the Jewish future. I remember when I was in my early 20s, a period of great self-questioning. I asked my rabbi's wife why she was Shomeret Mitzvot. Why did she believe in following the mitzvahs? She said to me that she felt that it was incumbent upon her to role model and to follow the role model of all the generations that preceded her. Actually, when I was in my 20s, I thought that was a very trite response. But now, being a little bit older, I fervently believe in exactly what she said. And to this day, I recall our conversation. I believe that it is incumbent upon me to follow that train of events, to follow the chain. And Bill and I remain committed to Yiddishkeit, to the observance of mitzvot, to the giving of tzedakah, and to acts of chesed. We are most grateful to Hashem that each of our children has strengthened the links in this chain. And we hoped for our grandchildren that the foundation we have given you and continue to give you, that you will be able to take your place as well. But I also realize that each of you who are joining us here tonight are equally committed to the same ideals, the ideals of family, of community, of building for the Jewish future. We are all in this together. You share our commitment and our belief that together we can make a difference. You share our feelings of giving Hakarat HaTov to our dear Rabbi and Rebbitzin, to thank them for constantly and warmly opening up their home and sharing their Shabbat and Yontif meals with us, for counseling us and consoling us during difficult times, for sharing in our smachot, in our celebrations, for guiding us in study, for inspiring us with Divrei Torah, and for dedicating themselves to the growth and success of the Jewish Center. And by the way, I too have to mention that for those of you who were unable to attend Tuesday night's Night of Inspiration, which featured our very own Rebbitzin in a panel consisting of the outstanding women leaders of the Jewish community of Boca Raton, you missed an extraordinary evening and her phenomenal presentation. our Rebbitzin stood very tall among her peers. The heads of schools, the organizations, CEOs, our Rebbitzin was outstanding. This past Shabbat morning when I was in shul, I looked around. There were so many faces that I did not recognize. I tried to count how many people were there. When I got up to the number 120, I stopped counting. And that number did not include the 40-plus children who quietly came in during Ein Kelohenu and eagerly awaited their Shabbat treat. This is the Boca Center, Boca Jewish Center of February 2016, a bustling shul where everyone is welcome and made to feel welcome. But my challenge to each of you, my sincere request and my plea, is that you have to think about ways that you can volunteer and you can help. Yes, we need financial support, but equally important, and at times more important, is the fact that we need volunteers. We need you to call the rabbi, to call Vita, to call Yaakov, and ask, what can I do? How can I help? Yes, we are all very busy. And yes, our work and our family demands our complete focus. But your shul truly needs you. There is a place for you at the table to serve on committees, to chair committees, to host new members for Shabbat dinners, to welcome new faces Shabbat morning, and to help plan events and ensure that they are well attended. As we grow, we face new challenges. How do we retain the warm and friendly atmosphere while integrating new faces? What events must we plan to incorporate different generational constituencies? How do we encourage those who did not feel compelled to attend tonight's celebratory dinner to attend next year and show their thanks and support for the institution and for the rabbi who was always there to support their needs? How do we plan events and encourage participation from the wider community? How do we plan for the future, and what is our commitment, both financially and of our time? We cannot be successful, and we will not be successful unless the majority of our constituency is involved. And how do we get them involved? I have just shared with you the myriad of questions and issues that our rabbi, our president, and the board wrestle with on a constant basis. We do not have the answers yet, but the conversation needs to be widened. We truly need your participation, and I urge you to think of your role and your communal responsibility. Volunteer if called upon, and please say yes. Heed the words of Pirkei Avot, Im ein ani li mili, v'kashani le'atzmi, ma'ani. If I am not for myself, who is for me? And if I am only for myself, what am I? This week's Parsha, Parsha Truma, is unlike many of the other Parshas in the Torah, which usually contain a historical, descriptive event. This Parsha is replete with detailed instructions on how to build the Mishkan, how to build the tabernacle. In preparing my speech, I felt that the timing of tonight's dinner with this Torah reading must have been carefully orchestrated. It just could not have been a mere coincidence of time. There are two pesukim, two sentences in the Parsha that truly resonated for me, and I think they are relevant to our community. So please allow me to take poetic license. V'asuli mikdash v'shachanti b'tocham, pasuk chet. You should make for me a sanctuary, and I shall rest therein. Here we see the emphasis is on actions. Build for me a sanctuary, or in modern day terms, a shul. This pasuk should resonate for all of us, for this is what collectively we have all accomplished. But it should be done with devotion and sincerity, because then we will realize the purpose of building a shul is really for us. When we build a shul, we are truly investing in ourselves and in our future. Pasuk Aleph. Vayidaber Hashem el Moshe lemor, and God, Hashem spoke to Moses, saying, Daber el b'nei Yisrael v'yichuli teruma, meit kol ish asher yidbenu libo. Speak to the children of Israel and have them take for me an offering, a donation, from every person whose heart inspires him to generosity. Rashi says, when you give something willingly, then you feel as if you have a stake in the endeavor. When you give to your community, you become a stakeholder. You are really doing something for yourself, because you will be the beneficiary. How very apropos these two Pesukim are as we celebrate here tonight and look towards the future. We are at a critical juncture in our growth. It is important to heed the words of this week's Parsha. When you give, you are really investing in yourselves and in your community and in your future. Tonight, we are all together strengthening the links in the chain. Let us join together. Let us work in unity. Let us strengthen our efforts to achieve the spiritual, individual, and communal goals we all aspire to. We thank each of you for honoring us tonight and for honoring our community. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.